Hello guys, my name is Balkrishna Srivastav and welcome to CodeWithBK. So in this video, we solve question 7 of ISC Computer Science 2023 theory paper. And before we begin, it is a request to please subscribe to my channel, because out of 100 viewers, only 1 or 2 are subscribed, and a subscription is very important. So please subscribe to my channel. So let's begin. So this is question 7 of ISC 2023 Computer Science theory paper. Give this question a thorough reading. Okay, now that you have read this question, and I always say for any ISC computer science board paper that you are solving, the first most important point is you should be reading the question very carefully from the first letter to the last letter. Okay, so in this case we have to create a class trans which is supposed to create transpose of a original matrix. These are the data members and these are the functions. So you have to write a class trans first, and then you also have to write a main. Okay, so I am going to say class trans. Okay, you have to keep the name of the class exactly the same as in the question, and you can make it public, you cannot make it public. If I make it public in this case, because I'm on a system, I'll have to rename the file name as well. Okay, I'll keep this other class public, okay, which will contain my main. So I'll keep it ISC 2023 computer science theory question 7, correct, and the main string args. Alright, so let me complete the class trans first. So it says to define the transpose of a square matrix by interchanging elements of the rows and columns. Okay, so if this is the original matrix, transpose looks something like this, because 1157, which was the first row, becomes the first column 1157. 839, which was the second row, becomes the second column 839, and so the third row 1620 becomes the third column 1620. Okay, so you have a data member ARR that stores integers in matrix. So this is a 2D array. Okay, so int ARR, okay, keeping the name of this data member exactly the same and making it private because it is a data member. Okay, the next data member you have M, which is basically the size of the matrix, and since you are supposed to find transpose, the matrix is going to be a square. So I'm going to say private int M. Alright, my data members are done. Then we have this parameterized constructor to initialize the data member m equal to mm. So it takes one parameter mm, which is supposed to be the size of this matrix. So since this is a constructor, I make it public. Trans takes one integer as an argument, okay, and sets m to mm. Okay, so if this was m, you do this dot m equal to m. Okay, but since the name of this variable, the name of this parameter, this argument is different, you can directly set m equal to m. And one more thing you need to do in this constructor is basically create this 2D array. Okay, because you have the size of the array, so you say ARR equal to new int m. Okay, and you don't have to initialize values in this case, okay, because it is a 2D array of a primitive type. Integer is a primitive type, and whenever you create an array, a 2D array, 3D array of a primitive type, they do get default values. In this case, int has default value 0. So when you create this, a 2D array of size m into m, all the locations in this 2D array in this matrix are 0. Okay, the next is a member method fill array to enter integer elements in the matrix. So I'll say public void fill array, and I'm going to keep the name of the function exactly the same, because whenever I solve ISC computer science board papers, I try to make sure to stick as close as possible to the requirements in the question. Okay, it says to enter integer elements in the matrix, so we need some object from which you can read from the user. Okay, so you can create data input stream or scanner. I'm gonna use scanner equal to new scanner system.in. okay, and I'll have to do import java.util.scanner. all right, so you have to enter integer elements in the matrix, so you have to enter m into m elements. Okay, because if the matrix size is 3, you need 9 elements. If the matrix size is 4, you need 16 elements. Okay, so I am going to print a prompt message dot print ln. Okay, enter m into plus m elements. Okay, so this prompt message is not a part of the requirement. You just have to read integers into this 2D array, this matrix. I am doing this so that when I run the program on the system, I should have one prompt message, and you can add this in your answer as well. It does not make a difference. Okay, Now after this, I expect the user to enter m into m space separated integers, and those integers are supposed to go into my 2D array. Alright, so to read integers into my 2D array, I am going to need a nested for int I equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. Okay, for int j equal to 0, j is less than m, j plus plus. Alright, and I've already written a separate video on how to read integers for a 2D array for a matrix. I'll add the link of the video in the description as well. So you read an element into variable x, scanner dot next int, okay, and then you set ARR of I comma j to x, and you have read elements into your 2D array. I'll do scanner dot close. Again, this is not mandatory. This is just a practice for me. I always close the scanner. If you add this line or you not add this line, not going to make a difference to your answer. This is the important part that you are supposed to do when you are using a scanner object. Okay. So my fill array method is done as well. Okay. Moving on, I need to write this transpose method to create transpose of the given matrix. So I say public void transpose. The name of the method is exactly the same, right? It is. So if you look at the requirements, it says displays the original matrix and the transport matrix is supposed to be transposed by invoking the method transpose. Alright, so you have to store the transpose of this original matrix in the same given matrix, which is ARR. Okay, so what you do in this display is basically you print ARR first, then you call this transpose, and then you print this ARR again. Okay, so to find transpose, the easier way is to create a temp array, store the transpose of this array in the temp array, and then set this array ARR to temp array. So I'm going to use that method first, and then later when we run the code, I'm going to show you an alternative method. Okay, so I say create a temp array to store the transpose. Okay, so I'll say int temp equals to new int same size m into m. Okay, again using this nested for. Okay, I say temp of I j is ARR of j comma I. Alright, because that is the rule of the transpose of the matrix. I comma j value goes to j comma I in the transpose. Value at 0 comma 0, it stays at 0 comma 0 because both indices are the same. Value at 0 comma 1, which is 5, goes to 1 comma 0. Value at 0 comma 2, which is 7, goes to 2 comma 0. Alright, and same for all the other elements. Now that you have created a transpose, you set ARR to temp. Okay, you say ARR is temp. Alright, so what happens is when you do this, the old ARR is lost. Okay, it is collected by the garbage collector, and you set ARR to this temp, which contains the transpose of the original matrix, and this is perfectly okay. Alright, when you run this, you will see this works. Alright, okay, so my transpose method is done as well. Moving on to the last method, which is display. So I say public, because this is the member method, void display. The name of the method is display. Displays the original matrix. So I'm going to say system.out.println original matrix. Okay, here in this method I am going to recommend you to print a message before printing the original matrix, because that is what differentiates the output. Okay, because otherwise if you just print two matrices, it is not very clear for the user to understand which matrix is which. Okay, then we again use this for loop, nested for. Okay, I say system.out.print because I want to print elements of each row in the same line. So I'm gonna say AR of ij plus a space. Okay, and once I am done printing elements of a row, I change a line. Alright, so this is my original matrix. Then I call transpose that will transpose the matrix, and then I print the same matrix again, calling it transpose matrix. Okay, alright, so all my member methods, my constructor is done. I am going to move on to the main function to create an object and call the functions accordingly. Okay, so I'm going to say trans, which is the name of the class. I'll use this variable trans. Okay, again you would want to keep the variable names for the purpose they are meant, and say I want to create a matrix of size 3 into 3, so I pass 3. So I say trans dot fill array because I want to enter the elements, and then I call trans dot display. Okay, not calling transpose from the main because transpose is being called by display method, which is mentioned in this requirement. Okay, so my main method is done as well. So let me run this now. So I'll say Java C ISC science question 7. Right, I was able to write correct code in the first shot. Okay, and that's why I solved it on VS Code. I don't have any autocomplete here or any help here. Okay, so I just have to write from memory here. Obviously I do some copy pasting, right, but that is just to save time. All right, so compiling works, running this now. Java ISC computer science 7. Okay, enter 3 into 3 elements. All right, so I'm going to enter 11 5 7 5 7 839 839 and 1620 1620. So original matrix is this 11 5 7 8 and transpose matrix is this 11 8 1 5 13 6 and 7 9 20, which is totally okay. Okay, running this once again, so I'm going to say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, original matrix and transpose is first row becomes the first column 1 2 3, second row becomes the second column 4 5 6, third row becomes the third column 7 8 9. All right, and in the main, when I'm creating this trans object, I'm passing the size of the square matrix. Okay, and that is why when I call fill array, it asks me for required number of integers to be input. Okay, accordingly based on the size of m. Okay, so your size of the 2D array is defined here in the main. Okay, when you're creating an object, I'll change it to 2. Okay, clear, compile, run. I'll say 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Let's make it 4. Okay, clear, compile, run. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. Okay, original matrix and transpose is this. First row becomes first column, second row becomes second column, and so on. Okay, and you don't have to worry about the fact that this column, this last column, does not look very aligned. Okay, you are just supposed to create the transpose matrix and print it. Okay, you don't have to worry about the formatting. You do output formatting to make it look pretty, you do not, it does not make a difference. Okay, so one more thing is you could have created a transpose even without creating a temp array. Okay, how? I could have said, okay, I take int k equal to 0. Okay, I start from the first row. Okay, okay, and for each column, okay, starting from k till less than m, so I'll say int temp is equal to arr of I comma j. Arr of I comma j is arr of j comma I. Okay, and arr of j comma I is temp, and then I do k plus plus. Okay, now this might not look very clear. Okay, but I'm gonna run and check it first. So I'm going to clear. Okay, I'll change it back to 3. Okay, so that we run our original case, compile, run. So I say 11 5 7 11 5 7 839 839 and 1620 and you get 11 8 1 5 13 6 and 7 9 20. Okay, as in the question. Okay, right. So if you look at this original matrix, diagonal elements remain the same. You start with the first row, you say 5 is exchanged with 8, 7 is exchanged with 9. Okay, so this part is done. Then you move on to 13. So you say exchange 9 with 6, you move on to the next, then you move on to 20. Alright, okay, and I will add a separate video explaining how this exactly works because I have not added a video yet about finding the transpose of a matrix. When I do it on whiteboard, it will be much clearer, and I'll add the link of that video in the description. Alright, one last thing is, if I want to print it pretty into columns, there is a very minute change you need to do. You do print f %5d, okay, and arr of ij, and copy and paste here. Okay, and let me make this into size 4. Clear, compile, run. Okay, So I say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. You see, original matrix and transpose matrix, they both are printed correctly and in a prettier format. Okay, so this is basically using printf. I've already added a separate video on how printf works. Okay, so I've already posted videos before this that relate to 2D arrays and matrix questions. I'll add the link of all those videos in the description as well. So this was a solution to this problem, and I hope this was helpful. You liked it. So if you liked it, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and share this video. And if there was something that you did not like about this video, please just don't press the dislike button. Please also let me know in the comments what was it that you did not like about this video, so that I can improve on my further videos. And you can also let me know in the comments if there's a question you want me to solve, or if there's a concept you want to discuss. Thank you.